why it lost money. The insurance trap. The primary culprit is a 7% fixed allocation of puts. Here's exactly what happened. Constant drag. You allocated 7% of the entire account to insurance puts in a rising market. Those puts constantly lost value due to time decay and the rising price. Forced selling of winners. Because the strategy is programmed to maintain that 7% target, every time the puts lost value, the bot sold. Interesting. So that's why it's actually been buying a lot of these TQQQ. The bot sold profitable TQQQ shares to buy more puts. That makes sense. Maybe we got to loosen this requirement a little bit. Result, you are effectively siphoning off all of your TQQQ gains to subsidize a losing hedge. 7% is a very aggressive allocation for pure long puts. Usually 1 to 2% is standard for tail risk protection. That makes sense. Okay, so some solutions, it's saying. Switch to put spread, vertical spread. Worked, buy 15% out of the money put, but sell a further put, right? This kind of makes it cheaper. That makes sense. Or we could also just lower the allocation, right? Would recommend to do both. Switch to a put spread, buy 15%. Okay, let's do both of these options. Okay, and let's see if we can get this thing to actually work a little better. So we're going to make it so instead of just buying puts, we're buying a put spread. So it's going to make this cheaper for us to maintain. And then we're also going to reduce it from 7% to about 2 or 3%, which I think would make a lot of sense in both scenarios. Okay, so we're doing this change to our strategy, and let's see how this turns out. Okay, and coming back to this one that we're talking about, companies that have really high price to sale ratios. Like Palantir is just ridiculously expensive right now on a price to sale basis. Part of me wants to just make a strategy that simply kind of copies Michael Burry. He's shorting Palantir. He bought put options, quite a bit of them on Palantir, right? I'm wondering maybe that's just not a bad idea, right? Just Palantir. MicroStrategy is another one. MicroStrategy is a weird one though, because they don't really make money. So I don't know if I'd add that to the list here, because they basically just own Bitcoin. So they don't really have revenue. So I don't know if I would put this on the list of the ones that I would want to trade. AppLovin, though, is definitely one of the ones that could be up here. AppLovin, I know it's been doing really, really well. I don't know if you guys have seen AppLovin. This thing has been a freaking rocket ship. Look at this. AppLovin over the past year up 122%. Over the past 5 years, up 1,000%. This thing has just been a rocket ship, right? I think what do these guys do? They're a mobile technology company. They do mobile advertising, marketing, app discovery, some stuff like that. So I think they do basically marketing and advertising in apps, and they've just been doing really, really, really well. But their PE ratio is pretty damn high. It's around an 84, and we're seeing that their price to sales is like 34 to 45. It's quite high, right? So the question is, maybe we want to be shorting this. Maybe this is something that might be a good idea for us to own some put options on. So if something goes bad, if the market explodes, this thing could make us a crap load of money very quickly. Cloudflare, it's another one that's quite high up there, right? It's really all the AI stuff, right? It's the Cloudflare, the CrowdStrike, Broadcom is also around AI, NVIDIA, obviously an AI company. So most of these are just AI companies that just have these really, really crazy valuations, and they're good companies, but are they going to have gains like this? Because this is pretty damn nutso, right? Okay. So, question is, do we want to make a strategy that just shorts these guys? What do you guys think?
So what do you think about that? Put it into the comments. Let me know. I respond to all of your comments, so I'm very interested to hear what you thought about the video and what do you want to see next. And of course, if you're interested in any of this stuff, go check it out at botspot.trade.